Hello and welcome. Today I'll be showing you how to survive your first days in Supremacy 1914. So first things what you're going to do is select a country. I'm going to go with Spain. The first thing what you're going to want to do when joining a match is immediately go to your provinces and build recruiting offices in every single one of your provinces, because what they do is they allow you to recruit infantry, and it's an automatic process. You won't have to do anything for it. You can either go ahead and just click on each province and build it like that, or you can go to the provinces tab, select all provinces, build, and there. So now you can see in every single province, here there's a recruiting office, here's a recruiting office, here's a recruiting office. The second thing you want to do is go to your resources and have a look if you can balance out certain things. Like here I was able to balance out iron, one lumber, and you're going to try and have a net positive on each one. The game makes so that you're going to be in a deficit in at least 2 or 3 resources. But I'd prioritize some over others. I'd prioritize grain over fish, iron over lumber, and then oil over coal over gas. Iron and oil are by far the most important resources, and you're going to want to have as many as possible. Now, next thing you want to do is that in your provinces that don't border another country, another player country, for example, here you can see Portugal is an AI. No one's going to play as Portugal, but France is an actual player. So what you should do is actually move some of these units to the border with France, just in case if he decides to attack, or if he gets weak, you'll be able to attack faster. Then next thing you want to do is go to your double resource provinces. You can tell which resources produce double the amount by having a look at if the icon is doubled or not. For example, here there's a double resource province and here's a double resource province. Spain actually has 2 iron double resource provinces, but let's say France has 1 iron and 1 wheat, Germany has 2 times coal, UK has coal and iron, so it's different for every nation. And in both of your double resource provinces, you're going to want to build a workshop, and you might as well also build one in your capital if it isn't a double resource province in itself. And since it only takes 16 seconds to build one, you're going to immediately want to upgrade it to level 2. Once you've started upgrading your workshops to level 2, you're going to immediately want to start producing at least 2 armored cars. So I'm building one here and I'm building one here, because armored cars are really good defensive units. They have double defense attack points, and they are extremely fast, so very useful early game. When your workshops are finished producing, what you want to do is at least build 1 barracks, because what they do is they allow you to start producing cavalry. Now they do have a daily upkeep cost of about 1,000 grain, which is quite a bit, but you'll be able to disable them whenever you want, so it's not really going to be an issue. But however, cavalry are really good units, because they are good for attacking other people. Look, 15 attack damage, which is really good. So let's say France and Germany are at war, and France starts sending over troops to the border with Germany. I'll be able to attack him from the south with cavalry, which will give me an extra edge. Next thing you want to do is go to the stock market and just buy out some iron, because you start out with quite a few silver coins, and iron at the beginning is always the cheapest. On the first day it's pretty cheap. You might think 11 per unit is a lot, but for iron and 4 lumber it's actually pretty cheap, because it's going to go up to 30 later on in the game, so you want to grab as much as you can early on. One thing you don't want to do is just immediately start attacking the AI countries, like for example Portugal. This is not a good idea, because if my neighbors see that I'm putting my troops here, they're going to wait until we start grinding each other down, and then once I'm pretty weak from conquering Portugal, they're just going to swoop in and just take over half my land without me being able to do anything. which is why first you want to at least build a fortification on the provinces that have a border with another country. Now this is different for every country. See, Spain only has one border and one half border. Yeah, it's not really a border. But for example, if you're playing as Germany, you're basically surrounded from all sides. You're gonna have to be pretty strategic here, and you might not have the resources to build a fortification on every single one of these provinces. Which is why you also need to be capable of making alliances with other people. I'm gonna immediately check if someone made a coalition, which they haven't. In that case, you can create your own coalition. I'm gonna call it Strategy Mines. So once you've created your coalition, you want to try and align yourself with countries that are close but not right next to you. For example, aligning myself with France here probably isn't a good idea, because I won't be able to attack him later on. But someone like this dude here would be a pretty good ally, because it still allows me to expand this way, but it doesn't really block me, right? Or aligning myself with Italy would be a good idea. Maybe Austria's a bit far, but the UK is also still a good idea. Germany is a good idea. It really depends on who's close to you, who's not. And you don't want to get blocked in by your own allies. Because if I have France in my coalition, I'm not going to be able to expand that way. So one thing you can also definitely do is once the armored vehicles have been produced, that you produce at least one balloon. Because what they do is that they have a really big viewing range and you'll be able to see much further into enemy territory. So it's a good idea to produce those when you can. Now that's basically it, what you want to do for day one. You don't want to start attacking other people, and you want to start building your defenses. Only when your defenses are built, if you have an AI country, you can attack them, but only then. And then what you want to also look out for is that on day 2 you're going to be able to build ports, and these are extremely useful. They have a 25 resource boost. Not only that, but later on in the game you're going to be able to build ships thanks to them, and they do take a bit of time to be built, so might as well build them now so that once the factories are unlocked you won't have to build the ports first and then the factory. You'll be able to straight away build the factory and you'll be the first to build ships. And that's basically it for the day 1 tutorial. I'll be back for the next days and I'll give you a strategy on how to survive those days as well.